Many thanks for joining us on this episode of Techbridge today on Lagos Television. Like we always say, this is your show. This is the show that serves you everything that you need to know about technology. We talk about information, we talk about data, we talk about protecting you online, and of course, we talk about making sure that you have all that you need to have technology work for you and not against you. I'm Sheifumi Olatide, and I welcome you to Techbridge today.
Technology is an inseparable part of our daily life. Technology is what helps organizations to spread wide. You're welcome to Techbridge today. My name is Sule Anthony.
All right. Today on Techbridge, we'll be talking about something that is, we call it very serious. And of course, it's talking about the Cybercrime Act of 2015.
Nigerian cybercrime.
Yes.
And you know, prior to this time, there has been so much issues with technology in Nigeria. You have Yahoo.
Yeah, the plus side of it.
This has actually curbed all these issues. And today is a good time to talk about it.
Yes, of course, when you talk about this act, it is actually coming at the right time, though there has been a lot of agitation for it before it was eventually passed into law. But it's still good that it's been passed into law. Yeah. And we talk about the provisions of that act. We take a look at some of the things. It says that the Cybercrimes Act 2015 is the very first legislation in Nigeria that deals specifically with cybersecurity. It was actually passed on May 2015, and it gives effects to the 2011 ECOWAS Directive on Fighting Cybercrime. I think that is a plus to Nigeria and, of course, to ECOWAS community.
It is, because Nigeria is seen as the giant of Africa. Yeah, some people, it's debatable. Some people still see it as is Nigeria the giant of Africa, but it is. Now, when we have technology, you discover that it's spread wide in Nigeria. So it's a marriage of legal framework,
yes,
and the technology itself. And so with this one, it has really solved most of the problems. Yes, some people are still flouting the act,
the act,
but there are penalties.
Yeah, so today on this show, we'll be talking about the act, and of course, we're going to educate you. We talk about cyber stalking, cyberbullying, and of course, cybersquating, and some provisions of the act. Please stay with us. We join you in a moment. Many thanks for staying with us. The program is still Techbridge on Lagos Television. We told you we'll be talking about Cybercrime Act in Nigeria, and we've got a guest in the house, a security analyst, Sule Anthony, a security analyst with Co-Creation Hub in Nigeria. And by way of introduction, he works with large and small enterprises as well as civil society organizations, creating vulnerability and risk assessments. And you also help in making them recover in the event of a cyber attack. Anthony, you're welcome to Techbridge today.
Anthony, you are welcome to Techbridge on LTV, and we have brought you for Cybercrime Act. Yeah. We know you're not a crime person. So, by way of starting, can we just know what this Cybercrime Act is all about?
Okay, the Cybercrime Act really is a framework that helps to put in perspective the kind of crime that goes on online. We didn't have this before now, and this is basically before now, when things go on online, things that are wrong, you don't have any framework for punishing those offenses. Okay. But the Cybercrime Act puts a legal framework and itemizes the kind of things that will constitute as offenses, and then the kind of punishments that you levy against such offenses. Yeah.
Okay, so we talk about offenses, crime, and the rest of it. I got into something like cyber stalking, cyberbullying, cybersquating. Probably let's pick it one by one. What are they? Probably someone is involved in it and he or she doesn't know. That is a crime.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the major points about the Cybercrime Act, because the truth is there are many things you would do that are habitual. There are many things that have become rife on the internet, on Twitter, that people do, that have become a habit for them. But these things are criminal offenses. They don't just know. Okay. For instance, if we say cyber stalking, I will give an example, and then I will talk about it. For instance, there was it was sometime last year. I think it was in September or so, when the Nigeria Air was supposed to, they were talking about the Nigeria Air and investment and all whatnot. Yeah. So they had all these plans in place about buying fleet of jet and all of these things, but they didn't have a website. And when they announced it, a smart guy went on Twitter, went and bought the domain of Nigeria Air. So he bought a nigeriaair.ng, bought a nigeriaair.com. So it means if Nigeria Air was going to use that domain name, they were going to come and purchase it from him.
Okay, to release the domain.
At an exorbitant price.
Is that really good?
And that
do we call it a smart guy business?
To be very honest, this is a business for some people. Okay. This is a business for some people. They are just smart enough to understand in the next 2-3 months, in the next 2 years, what kind of businesses we like to see online, what are the kind of domains they are like to use, and then they go and purchase these things. When you want to purchase it from them, they give you a high price to get them. Okay. So and that's a classic example of cyber squatting. Okay. And what it means really is that you're acquiring a domain that basically in bad faith. In bad faith means that you're trying to mislead people. It means you're trying to gain intellectual property rights advantage over a business, one individual. So for instance, if you have like a Linda Ikeji, our blog is lindaikeji'sblog.com or something like that. Okay. So if I went and purchased lindaikejiblog.com without the S, and I'm posting things that you would typically expect from her, it's basically because she has a wide reach, and I'm trying to profit from that. So that is cyber squatting. So you're taking a domain name that belongs to somebody.
Just a misrepresentation.
Exactly, misrepresentation. Okay. You're trying to just profit from them.
Okay. The other ones,
cyberbullying.
So cyberbullying, if you think about in the traditional sense of bullying, you're basically harassing somebody. You're making somebody feel uncomfortable. You're making somebody feel like there's a threat to them. You're making somebody feel like there's so much about them that's wrong.
How does it work?
And
do you post? What do you do? That
so
how am I bullying you myself?
Really?
So if you think about it, so cybercrime in its sense, cybercrime basically is just traditional crime that are committed over the internet or with the aid of a computer. Okay. So that's what makes it cybercrime. The fact that first it's criminal, and then secondly is that you're using either a computer or a network or over the internet. Okay. You're committing this crime over the internet. That's what makes it cybercrime. So if you think about the traditional sense of bullying, you feel like you want to overpower somebody, or you want to make them feel less of themselves, or you want to make them feel scared of you, you begin to post things, you begin to taunt them and all of those things, and you poke at them and all of those things to make them feel uncomfortable around you. You can do those things online. I mean, when people post pictures, say on Instagram, and because it's an open-ended network, except you have like privacy settings where somebody can't just come to your page anyhow and post things. But generally, it's open to everybody. I can just search and see you, and I'm saying all sorts of things about you, things that probably I know a little about you before now, and I'm posting things about you that are not true, or sometimes maybe true, but they go a long way in being offensive.
Something private.
Exactly, and they go from play, and that's where cyberstalking comes in. Cyberbullying is the act or the process of trying to make somebody feel uncomfortable, make them feel like there's a threat to them.
Is blackmailing part of cyberbullying?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. And then it overlaps into cyberstalking. Cyberstalking is really going all the way out in ensuring that these people feel uncomfortable around you, or feel like there's a threat to them, or that you're going to harm them, or you're going to kidnap them. So cyberstalking is going from platform to platform and ensuring that they are aware that you are after them. Yeah, and these are all offenses.
Okay, we talk about all of this, and we also see hate speech online as well. It falls into any of this, right?
Yes. So according to, and I think that's one of the things that we have to consider in the Cybercrime Act. So there are provisions that says xenophobic comment or comment against the government, comments that, for the records, there's something in the Cybercrime Act called critical national information infrastructure. So, and that could be public health, that could be our economic pillars, that could be the safety generally of Nigerians. Security. Exactly, security. So if you're saying anything or doing anything that could tamper with that, or that could pose a threat to that, the government could come pick you. You could face jail time for those things. Yes.
So if I say that probably I saw a post about trader money that the federal government is embarking on, and someone says is a way of a cheap campaign, and if someone says that, will it be a crime? Because I've seen that a lot, and I've not heard anybody being picked. I've seen some other examples, direct posts against the presidency, or probably some of the things that government is doing. I don't think I've seen anyone being arrested. Or is it because the Act does not cover that aspect? So
libel is not a case that is explicitly stated in the Cybercrime Act. It's not explicitly stated. So let's say you have your own business, and you commit any of the crimes listed on the in the Act, and they're able to trace any of those proceeds to whatever business you're doing. The government can seize all of your properties.
Really?
Yeah.
No matter how minute.
No matter how much. As long as they can trace any penny to that business, the government can seize all of your properties, and say it goes to the cyber security fund or something like that.
You as a security analyst, when it comes to internet and the rest of it, so if I notice something unusual, you talked about cyberbullying, cyberstalking, and squatting. Yeah. So let's pick bullying and stalking. Okay. If I notice something unusual about me on the internet, what should I do?
The first thing is, before you even get to the point where you are a victim of something, okay, or you see something out there about you, have you done enough to prevent these things from happening? And I think that's where Nigerians need to be sensitized.
The preventive measure.
The preventive is very important. But let's come to it. If it has happened, there's something online about you can actually report these things. As I said, there's a computer emergency response team, which the Cybercrime Act makes provisions for. They actually have a website, I think crt.gov.ng, Cyber Emergency Response Team, .gov.ng, and you can report many things to them, from anything, any cyber-related offenses, cybercrime-related offenses.
And they're going to take it up from there?
They will take it up from there. Really? I haven't actually reported anything to them, and they took it up, but yes, that's what they're meant for, so I'm hoping that's what they will do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
I think it's more educative, and someone will be listening out there, and the person will feel happy that if
yes,
anything
you can actually
happens,
report.
Now you're talking about,
you
said that being the preventive measure is really the first thing to do.
Yes.
Please give us some of the things to do if we have to prevent these things from happening.
So the first thing I would say is, okay, I think one thing that's common to almost every Nigerian internet user is probably social media.
Yes.
Yes. And with social media, you really want to control how much of you is out there, how much of you somebody is able to take advantage of and use to taunt you or commit an offense against you, actually. So do you have like your privacy ensured in the first place before somebody else does it for you? So if you're somebody who is very conscious about your privacy, about your security, how much have you done to ensure that people out there don't just see anything you post, or the kind of things you even post, you're very mindful of them? That is very important. So you want to go on your Instagram and see that not just anybody can just come on your page and see all of the things. Yeah. And on Twitter, you want to ensure that not anybody can just tag you on any post or things like that. And what kind of passwords do you use? It's very... Again, I'm not trying to... Again, I'm going to mention one of the things we do, which is, as I said, helping people to recover. So we get many cases. Over the last, 6 months on our platform, we've had, close to 30 cases of people who have been hacked, their Instagram, their Facebook pages, and Twitter pages that have been hacked, and they reach out to us to help them recover. We've helped a good number of people recover these accounts. But one thing we've noticed across these cases that we've treated so far is that people use insanely weak passwords on their account.
And that is why they always ask
underlined
strong password.
Give insanely weak passwords.
Some people don't know what it means to have strong password. And can't explain.
So, and it's very simple. So just make it long enough. Let's say make it 10 characters. Make it something that people can't relate to you. My name is Anthony, and okay, let me not mention my date of birth.
So you now use a password like Anthony 24.
Yeah, Anthony 24, something like that. So you want to make it's very weak. You want to make it as removable from you as possible, and then you want to make it as unpredictable as possible. You could use the name of something that's very distant. Let's say the name of a village in Rwanda or something like that, and
that is known to you.
That is known to you, but not to every other person. And then you want to have a mixture of numbers and uppercase, exactly.
There was a time on this platform we talked about your data, your life, and from what you've said is actually appropriate at this time. That in as much as you don't want people to know more about you, your privacy or yourself, you have to know what you post out there. Now, can I ask you that, apart from posting out your details or some things that are sensitive about yourself, how can you be at alert to really guide against crime online?
So that's a very tricky question. But what I would say is this, that I think it starts with us. When it comes to guarding against cybercrime, it starts with you as a person. And I think that this is like a call for Nigerians to want to go through the Cybercrime Act and see what constitutes a crime under this act. Because the truth is, there are many things we do, as I said earlier, that we do not know these things are criminal offenses, but they are. So it starts with you. It starts with you, and if I ensure that my activities online are sane enough, are not posing threats to other people, we can go from one person to the other and like that. So I think it starts with the individual.
Okay, individuals have a lot of work to do in this place. Of course, obviously, we can't really exhaust cybercrime acts today and staying safe online. Thanks so much, Anthony, for coming on the show. We hope to have you someday to continue this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on this show.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you guys.
All right, so the program is still Techbridge on Lagos Television. We take just a quick break now. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. The program is still Techbridge on Lagos Television. And that was a very good episode with Anthony there. A very good discussion.
Explosive.
Really eye-opening and I don't know.
Most people don't even know what Cybercrime Act was. And he was able to tell us cyberbullying.
Yeah, cyberstalking. And probably some people don't even know they are committing that crime already.
But
they just post.
You know what? A lot of people actually buy domains. To me, it's looking dicey. I can choose to buy as many as I want.
If you're buying, I think if it is just for the purpose of doing business, I think it's good. But for the purpose of the kind of explanation he gave, you foresee a big company trying to host a name and you just buy ahead so that they can pay you.
I've told you I've been in it before. We developed a particular product and we're looking for the name. We got the name. Somebody got the wind of it and quickly registered.
So
we
you
paid
have
$10,000.
Whoa.
I'm serious. So that is cyber stalking.
Yes, we've talked about Cybercrime Acts today. We encourage you to visit any of the websites that provides that. The information is always available online. Make yourself conversant with these provisions so that you won't be caught on the wrong side of the law. Remember, you can connect with us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Techbridge LTV. And of course, on YouTube, we are also Techbridge LTV. All our previous episodes are uploaded to YouTube channel, so you can watch again and again. Shoyifumola, today is my name. Hope to see you some other time.
Always stay on the positive side of the law, especially with technology. You will never run into issue. My name is Sule Anthony. Thank you for joining us today.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.